Okay, welcome back to Jman Wrestling Show. Actually, I'm going to be going down and giving you some more news and rumors from pro wrestling, actually from lordsofpain.net. So let's get right to it. Here we go. It says, the new TNA star Ken Anderson wrote the following on his Twitter page regarding recent reports about his status with the company. He says, I guess that those 6 copies of paperwork that my manager, agent, lawyer, and TNA officials told over for a month and I signed and overnighted weren't contracts. I thought they were. I thought I had signed for a 1-year deal. But then again, what the hell do I know? So, it looks like Ken Anderson is very confused about whether or not he's actually on a contract with them. So I don't know who's to blame for this. He might have like another temporary work agreement, but looks like this is a recurring theme with TNA wrestlers. Whether or not they're on contracts is very controversial. It goes to show that professionally things aren't all together. They're not very organized like they should be. You need to get these wrestlers on a contract and make it clear to them that they're to stick with the company. Otherwise, you're going to have all sorts of problems, like guys losing motivation, guys dropping events, not showing up for scheduled events. So it's just really bad for business, and I hope it gets cleared up soon. All right, next piece of information. There we have talks about Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff. Here we go. It says, at least one element of skepticism regarding Hulk Hogan's commitment to total nonstop action wrestling was put to bed this week. Alright, if you don't know what that's about, they're referring to the fact that some people are claiming that Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff are only a part of TNA, have only come on board with TNA in order to sabotage it, in order to set it up so that Vince McMahon can just either run it into the ground or take it over by buying it or whatever. But they're not really there to promote TNA. That's what the rumors are saying. Okay, so hopefully this will at least clear up some of that and refute it. Let's see what it says. It says, as the wrestling legend attended the pay-per-view and all subsequent television tapings, according to ProWrestling.net, Hulk Hogan maintained his own dressing room at the shows, but did make an effort to mingle with the rest of the talent backstage. While Hogan was not as hands-on as Eric Bischoff, insiders were somewhat relieved that at least as far as the short term is confirmed, Hogan made sure to keep a visible profile at 4 consecutive TNA shows. Former Wonder Years star Jason Hervey, who is Eric Bischoff's production partner, has also been a regular backstage since Bischoff got involved in the promotion. Okay. That's not saying much to me. I'm not impressed by that at all. Like, really, it doesn't make a difference to me whether or not Hogan was mingling with people, or if he kept his own dressing room. Of course he did, but he kept visible. What's your point? I don't get it. They're just speculating things. That's not really anything major, so I'm just gonna ignore it, basically. All right. This next piece says, here are a few highlights from Hulk Hogan's appearance on Bubba the Love Sponge yesterday morning, which was January 21st. Hogan wants to end TNA house shows until the TV situation comes together. Oh man, I don't think that's such a good idea. House shows are really important to the fans, and they really are helpful to bring in the money, which is needed for all that television taping. So I don't think it's such a good idea, but let's find out why. Hogan said he has no plans on bringing only his friends to TNA. Bubba called Awesome Kong a bitch while talking about her incident earlier in the week. Hogan played it off as being menstrual related. Hogan put over Ric Flair, saying he was really on his game once he got rolling with AJ Styles. Hogan said his focus in TNA was showing everyone how the business works. Yeah, I'm not very impressed by that information either. Just a bunch of hoopla, yada yada yada, chit chat. What else? Let's see here. Have we seen the end of the six-sided ring? Let's see here. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. It says several fans wrote in confused about the 3 nights of TNA Impact tapings this week and how a lot of it didn't make sense. For some reason, TNA taped all the shows pretty much out of order. So it should go together better on TV. I think that shows that TNA is really disorganized right now. They're in a state of panic and scramble, and they're trying to figure out the TV schedule, the TV plan. It's just, barely holding itself together. And I hope it doesn't come crumbling down on them. But they really need to get organized soon. Okay, next piece of information says TNA star Daniels took a shot at the company ditching the six-sided ring on Twitter with the following comment. Good news and bad news for TNA fans. Bad, the six-sided ring isn't coming back. Good, next month we'll implement 2 three-sided rings. Okay, very clever, very clever. Next thing is says that TNA is taking their six-sided ring to the UK with them for the upcoming tour. No TV will be filmed while they're there. For what it's worth, some in TNA are under the impression that we haven't seen the last of the six-sided ring. Well, I really hope so. I think that the six-sided ring needs to come out every once in a while, especially with the X Division matches. I hope that they're just under this experimental stage where they're kind of using the four-sided ring to see how well it works. If the fans are still rebellious over just using the four-sided ring instead of the six-sided ring, then I think they will probably bring it back. At least I hope so. So at least you can keep your fingers crossed if you're a fan of the six-sided ring. And that'll wrap things up. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to comment.